Hi guys, Richard at Orange Campers, and in this video I'm going to show you some of my most favourite things about the medium wheelbase Trouvaille from Orange Campers. So we're free. This is the end of our third week in Spain. We're now in France. We've done northern Spain and we sailed over on the ferry, and this is, like I say, it's coming to the end of our third week. We're due to go back early next week, but I just wanted to show you some of the most useful things we've found on this trip. And that's the only way you can really tell if a van's a good van or not a good van, is when you're using it. And that's the beauty about Orange Campers. We use our vans, we love our vans, we put them through the paces, and it makes it better for you guys because it's tried and tested. Now here are some of my most favourite things, what I found most useful on this trip, and it's a hot trip. Today is going to creep up to 37, 38 degrees, which is pretty warm. Even for, I can't do hot. I'm terrible. Sonia loves it. The kids struggle through it. They're in the pool, but I really do struggle with a big heat. But here's some of the things what's made this trip really useful and really practical. So first of all, we've got the van itself. Now the new Series 2 Fiat Ducato is a joy to drive. It really is. It's a beautiful van. You've got the big sat nav, which we've relied on that. It's a big screen, nice 10-inch monitor there, look now, and it comes on, and you can have a radio on at night time and so on. You don't have to have ignition on. They've made it so it still cuts out, but you don't have to put the ignition on to start it every time. You can see there the sat nav. I mean, what a tremendous sat nav. We have sat nav as standard on all our vehicles, and it's full European maps, so that's helped us and worked really well. Now you can connect your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto as well, but you don't need to, because if you don't have data or something, then you've got maps in the background, which is really useful. The aircon obviously has been well used, but the driving ability. Now I've done, I've been surfing a lot on this holiday, which is great, but I've got an old torn ligament injury which has been playing up, you know, the joys of getting old. So Sonia's had to drive. Now Sonia loves driving the smaller vans, the Transit Custom and the micro camper, but she's not driven much of this medium wheelbase, so she was a bit hesitant, and especially being on the wrong side of a road. She's never done any abroad driving. Now she had to drive because my right arm is absolutely in agony in my right shoulder, so I've been suffering through that. And so she's been driving, and she's driven it beautifully. So let me spin the camera around. She was amazed how well it drives, how well it handles, very effortlessly. And this is a manual version. You can get the auto in the high top as well to make it even easier to drive. So the first real big bonus of this new medium wheelbase is the van itself, how easy it is to drive, and all the new modern features it has: lane assist, blind spot assist, you know, cornering, fog lights, LED lights, wiper assist, the rear view driving mirror, great aid, you know. So there's lots of new features the Fiat's needed for quite a while. So the van is definitely on my list of new and really useful things. Now this year, Sonia's, we're always buying bottled water because as weak English, you know, we haven't got the stomachs good enough to survive the water most of the time. And it's probably a lot better than it used to be, but there's no point risking it. So this year we brought a little water filter. What a useful bit of kit that is. So it's just a water filter. This one's quite a small one, nice plastic one, so it's hard to break. But we've just been using the local water, filling that up every day, and the amount of plastic we've saved on, you know, it's on all our minds. The plastic bottles are such a wasteful thing, and you can get through a lot of bottles when you're away for a few weeks. So the water filter's been a great bit of kit. I keep looking into ones what are plumbed in so you can use a tank, but although they say they're really, really good, they never get every last bit out. So it's always better to drink water from a tap, what's designed to be drinking water. And that combined with a filter, and the portable one's very easy. You can take it anywhere you want. You can put that in the fridge and so on, and it's a great bit of kit. We've been to a campsite where it was cold water only, so the ability to wash up a good sized sink, really useful, ever so useful. I didn't really realise how useful that would be until we got to a campsite in Spain and cold water only. And you know what that's like, trying to get grease off a plate or a pan with cold water is not easy. And we've got the hot water system on here as well, so we've got the controls over there. But the hot water is amazing, and that combined with a sink big enough to wash up in. We did a full week, 10 days, where we had to wash up in my van. No effort, really useful, could fill up with the water every day. We've got a little collapsible, you know, like a retractable hose pipe in a bag in the utility room there, a cupboard at the back, and that made it all very easy to wash up. So another useful thing, and like I say, you don't realise how useful till you come to need it. That combined with a big decent cooker, we've got the 3-ring hob and the oven in this van as well. So we've been doing a lot of cooking. We try and save money where we can, and then it lets you enjoy your treats out and your days out, meals better. But it's nice to eat in the van, and you can cook and eat what you wish. You know, sometimes your own food's better than some of the restaurants you get to. So the ability to do that in your van with enough space is another useful thing. So what else can be on my useful list of gadgets in the medium wheelbase Trouvaille? Well, tables. Well, now you think, let's have a look at tables. The easiest one, little flip up table there built into a wall. I can't tell you how useful that is, just for the kids when we're having a dinner or a snack, or when you're sat in the front chair, because don't forget, you've got the front chair what's spun round. On the Fiat you can spin both cab seats, and it really does open this area up where you're living and resting in the evening. So this pop-up table is a great aid. Let me show you, but we don't just have one. Let me show you the other tables. So I've swapped sides of a van now. The pop-up table's on that side, and because I've got a table which you do use when we're travelling, especially the kids, you know, sat in the back, it gives them something to do. Charlie on this side, he always sits on this side. I want a table as well, Dad. You know what kids are like. So I had to make a new table. So we've got this table on the passenger side, which is a great table. You can push it out the way, you can move around, and it's a new addition, this. We just did this for this trip, and it's a great little table. Now, Charlie loves to draw and stuff, and while he's traveling, and you can tilt this table up, so you can tilt it up, it's on a nice swivel. You can tilt it up, you can be a full artist there, and we can have it flat, and you can use it as a dinette as well between the two front sides as well. So if I slide the front table chair forward, now you could literally sit between the cab seat, the back seat, and you've got a little dinette. So two of you can eat this, eat your dinner, eat snacks off this table, play games and so on. Now this table, because you know ourselves, we make everything in-house at Orange Campers where possible. You can decide on your own size of this table. You could choose it to be round, you could choose it to be a bit bigger that way or so on. So it's a great aid. So that's the second table. So we've got one table either side, and don't forget when these are in use, apart from being able to spin it out the way, you can literally walk between as well. So you've still got the corridor or the walk through between the van. Let me move it up there and show you. You've still got the corridor to be able to get into the kitchen. If you look behind me there, let me spin the camera around. So you've still got the nice open walk through, really useful. Table that side, really useful. Now, you think that would be quite enough for tables? Well, let's have a look where the third table goes. I know what you're thinking, how many tables do you need? Well, this is the main table in the centre here, and it serves all 4 seats. Now these, don't forget these rib seats, they slide forward, they slide across to make a double bed. So you can use them even sliding across a little bit more to sit either side of this table. So there's lots of flexibility in this seating arrangement. You can move them across. You can make them a bench seat if you wish, and for using the table. Now it's a great table for eating, all sharing and eating, but you can use the other tables as well. I've still got the side table up for this dinette situation there, so one child can eat off that. You've still got the pop-up table on this side, which is great, so you can put your drinks on this little table while you're using the main table for food and so on. You can turn this table round so we can push it out of the way. You can spin it long ways, and you can pull that back round. So you've got lots and lots of flexibility on the tables, and like I say, you can have round corners on this table. You can have a bigger, smaller table. So it's all what suits you, and until it makes it very personal and very bespoke in that way, that you can really get the van to work for your needs. Another top useful thing we've had with us this holiday, and we brought it last year as well, is the Total Cool. So we've got a Total Cool, I don't know if you've seen these before, great bit of kit, a Total Cool little, I call it an air conditioner, or Sonia calls it an air conditioner, but it's a fan system, and it's portable, it's 12 volt, and it's mains as well. Now we've been leaving this on all night, every night, because it's so warm. Now in there, it uses water to, I don't know if you can see that, you put water in there, and it uses water to cool the air. It doesn't have to be ice water or anything, it can just be normal water. There's a level where you fill it up, and literally there's different settings, and we've been running it entire night, if you can see it there. We've been running it overnight, full 10 hours usage on a good speed, and it just keeps the van lovely and cool. And another good reason, another good point I've been using it for is in the daytime. Now when we go out in the van gets very hot when you've got all the windows shut for security. Obviously you can't leave anything open, and the van gets really hot. Now I do pop my roof a lot when I'm parked, because you've got the mesh sides in the roof as well. So I do pop the roof, let some fresh air get in. But I've left the Total Cool unit on as well, because it's 12 volt. It draws very little power. It really is tremendous little bit of kit. And I've left it on in the daytime while we've been out enjoying the beach and the surroundings. So another real top thing on my list, especially if you're going somewhere hot. Great bit of kit, really is. Now we've had this about 2-3 years. Now it did have an issue where the speeds went on it, but the guys at Total Cool, they just sent out a new part for it. I put it in, it was amazing. So I can't thank them enough. And I was thinking I'd have to buy a new one, but you know, they just sent me a part, it repaired it. Top job, really happy with that. Great bit of kit. Still on the topic of keeping cool, everything's about keeping cool. You can see the sweat dripping off me today. It is hot today. Zip out canvas, what a great bit of kit. Now you think the mesh sides would work really well, and they do work really well. You know, they let some ventilation in, but just by unzipping that, I don't even have it pulled back, because you want to keep the sun out as well. So I just have it unzipped a bit, and the breeze what comes through there just by having that open is really good. So the zip out canvas, another good quality addition if you're looking for an upgrade, really useful. And then obviously you can pull this tent right back, open it up to be a full scenic roof. Now that's lovely as well, especially in an evening if you're somewhere nice and you just want to enjoy the scenery and bring it in. As long as it's not too hot, you won't want it open. But it does let a lot of fresh air in, so another useful thing. Storage is another big thing in the Trouvaille. You can't have enough storage. I mean, don't forget this is a pop top version. You compare this to a VW Transit Custom, something like that, and the storage in this van, if I pan round, look at the kitchen. It's a fully equipped kitchen. We've got a 90 litre fridge, an upright fridge there behind us, and with a freezer compartment, a nice good freezer compartment. We've had ice creams in there and so on, and we've had lots of use out of that fridge, and it works amazing. It really does. Even in this heat, it really does work well. So storage as well. If I just spin the camera around to show you some extra storage. So little things what make a difference. Little drop-in pocket here. So useful to put your things for night time in. We've got an alarm clock, eye mask, bits and bobs in there. So little pockets like that are very useful. This ledge is also quite useful. Putting your phone on there, you've got your tea on there, coffee on there, and there's lots of storage, lots of cupboards. Big wardrobe cupboards. You've got cupboards at the bottom, cupboard drawers underneath the front seats, food cupboards down there, or big cupboards, 2-pan drawers, back cupboards there, and then you've even got cupboards in the bathroom, which is another big plus. Having your own toilet, let me move this round, having your own bathroom, such a useful thing. But we don't waste any space in the Trouvaille. We've got cupboards everywhere, even a bottom shelf. You can even put this drop down table down, and you can really use that. Even in the daytime you can put your things on there while you're getting ready in the morning, and you can even sit on there, so you can use it as a seat as well. So there's lots and lots of storage in the Trouvaille. And then here, just on the sink area where everything is, just a little drop-in centre. I mean, look at that, we've got our fruit in there, we've got bits and bobs in the bottom where we know they are, and it's just a very useful bit of space, not wasted. And that's the beauty of a Trouvaille. Nothing's wasted in this van space wise, but it still feels spacious and it's still very easy to use. While we're on the subject of storage, the little utility cupboard at the back there is so useful, really is. I've got all my chemicals in there for my toilet, my straps, my tie down, my hookup cable, pegs for my awning, things like that. Really useful. Next to it there's the winding handle clipped away. Everything's got a space here in the Trouvaille. Winding handles there, in the corner there. I've even been a bit optimistic, brought a couple of golf clubs thinking I might find somewhere to play, but not a chance. Not with the kids, but it's a great space. All the chairs and things go at the back there. And another really useful thing, because it's quite a step up at the back, obviously, the back end of a van, a double step, which is tremendous. It just helps you get in and out of the van and use both doors. Now that step also just sits there behind the chairs. There's enough gap there between there and there to, should I say, between there and the step, to put camping chairs what fold up, things like that. So very useful space. Also on this trip, the Cadac BBQ. We've gone for the tabletop one. We've had the bigger one before, but this time we've got the tabletop one. We've had it a while now. Really useful and so small and compact. So in the pop top version, fits in a little cupboard under the seat. Really useful bit of kit, and being able to just plug it into your own gas supply there. Look, so the red cap, that's a tap for your quick release fitting for your Cadac or any barbecue. And you know, you set your barbecue up on your table, and it's just so easy. You do all the cooking outside. So a very useful bit of kit that is. And then last but not least is the awning, the wind out awning. That has been a real lifesaver on this trip. The shelter it gives you, and I'll come out a bit there and show it in full. Now I've done a video on this recently, and it really does work well. We've not brought as much stuff this year, and we've not brought the drive away awning. We've just using the wind out awning, and you can see there I've got the storm straps in. So I've been leaving it up overnight, things like that. Very useful. And I've got a front screen as well, a screen sort of windbreak, but it gives you privacy, it shelters you from the wind, and it really does work well. That helps it tie down as well. But the storm strap's in place. You can see me pop-up shed as always, but the storm strap's on there, keep it down, and that combined with a centre rafter in the middle, which is an optional extra on the Fiamma range, but it just stops it sagging, so you don't have to worry if you get a big flash storm or rain, heavy rain overnight. It will stop it sagging in the middle, bringing the sides in, making it get damaged. So the awning is one of the most on this trip, and it's kept us really cool. And like I say, we have had some heat on this trip, and it's going to get hotter even now. So I hope some of these things have just helped you know what's needed in a camper van, or what's useful in a camper van. And that's the main thing about getting a camper van. Somebody who knows what it needs, who uses it, and it may not have all flashing lights and things, but it's got practical things what you'll use and you'll say, that's why that's there. That is so useful, and it helps you enjoy your van more, and it just gives you that more pleasurable experience. We've washed the kids off with the shower tap, I forgot to mention, out the window, shower hose out the window, because it's a shower tap, it's a shower hose tap. So when we're on the beach, hose out the window, getting the sand off the kids before they get back in your van. There's so many things what just make a van that bit more special.